Just want to get on here. A few of my auditor friends told me that somebody was impersonating my account, basically going on as America First and just saying, just trolling their pages. Unless you see the original paintings that are my ID picture, then it's not me. So, they say imitation is the finest form of flattery, and I thank you for imitating me. If you wanted to do that, you should get out here making videos, not trolling people's pages saying stuff. So I got arrested on Thursday afternoon, city of Corrigan, for burglary of a motor vehicle. I noticed that a police vehicle was unlocked. The dispatcher to call me an officer. While I waited for the officer to show up, I went over to City Hall and just, it was closed already, so maybe it may have been early evening. It was like 3:30 something. I don't know. My video, unfortunately, they took both my phones, my camera, and another SD card, my knife, my tripod, all as evidence, I guess, because those are the items I did not receive back when I got out of Polk County Jail. I do not understand the tripod and the knife. It makes no sense to me, but I'm sure it was taken for evidence. I'm sure nobody stole those items from me. Not an officer of the law. There's no way that would have happened. Basically, I have my affidavit here. So these are the 3 search warrants. But my biggest question with that is, where's the rest of the search warrants? Where's the other search warrant for my other phone? Where's the search warrant for my knife? Where's the search warrant for my tripod? Because if you don't return them to me, then surely you have a legal reason to keep them. But what's really funny about these is that the following objects may be located in the above described cellular communication devices. And it says, data that may identify the owner or user of the above described cellular communication device, address book and calendar. So they want to know my whole calendar, my address book, audio and video clips related to the above described criminal activity and further described in this affidavit in support of the search warrant for the above described items. They want my call histories and call logs. So they want to know who I was on the phone with when I was illegally arrested. Photographs associated with metadata related to the above described criminal activity and further described in the affidavit in support of the search warrant. Text messages. So basically they have no case is what it's really boiling down to. They want everything out of my phone so that they can try to build a case. My main thing was the door was unlocked and letting them know that the door was unlocked, and they arrested me for it. Placed them in hand restraints, asked for identification after running his fingerprints. It says the subject later gave Officer Foster his Texas ID number, which I did. I noticed that once they got me inside the PD, had me sitting on the bench and were going ahead with all the paperwork and everything, and I saw that they were actually really going to arrest me and put me in jail, and there's no reason not to identify. Even though under Texas 3802, I don't have to identify till I've been lawfully arrested, and this was not a lawful arrest. So initially, when I went to PC court, my main thing was, because I knew I didn't enter the vehicle, I asked Judge Johnson, who is actually the Corrigan judge for that district out there, I asked him what the PC affidavit said. I wish I would have let him finish reading it. When I heard that they had said that the way he read it, I thought that the same officer that wrote this report said that I entered the vehicle. I thought Officer Molina had wrote this report, had wrote this affidavit for probable cause, and then of course affidavit for arrest, or I'm sorry, affidavit for search. So it turns out that Officer Brown's the one that wrote this, and then they're just trying to use the secondhand information from another officer, which seems already you're suspect. You're just y'all doing that. I have a feeling Officer Molina said I'm not going to sit here and lie on an affidavit, and so they had to find somebody who would. And this officer can get away with it. He'll just say, because Officer Molina is a Hispanic gentleman with a very thick accent, he'll probably, I just must have misunderstood. Well, I hope that when the lawsuit goes through, if it goes to a jury, they believe that. And then it says the notary or magistrate. It says notary public or magistrate Tom Brown, and then printed Tom Brown. So it's I guess she's the witness and he's the, I don't know. I'd be very interested to talk with Judge Brown and find out exactly where he thinks the crime is in this, because again, that is not burglary of a vehicle. Burglary of a vehicle first states that you must enter the vehicle, yes, which is the, it's why I don't enter the vehicles, is because I know that before you can even have burglary, you have to have me entering the vehicle. But second, you have to prove intent. So I'm guessing the state or the city, maybe the state hasn't picked up the charges, I don't know. I'm guessing the city, they're gonna try to say that I waited for the officer to get there before I was gonna burglarize the vehicle. I waited until an officer was present, and then I was gonna go in there and steal some stuff. I don't know. It's gonna be very hard for the city to try to, for one, I never entered the vehicle. So there goes this case out the water already. From their own cameras, my camera, there. Now, of course, I can't show that because they have all my phones. They have both phones. They have it says on July 8th, 2021, I, Officer Brown, employed by Corrigan Police Department, was dispatched 203 North Collins Street, Corrigan PD, to assist another officer. When I arrived on scene, I observed a white male holding a cell phone recording the officer that was present. Officers told the subject he was not allowed to record the police department. There are many signs posted on the building stating that recording is not allowed. The subject then admitted to opening the door to a patrol car. Officer Molina was also stated that he observed the subject opening the door to the patrol car and placing his body inside of the patrol vehicle. I then placed the subject under arrest for burglary of a vehicle. I placed the subject in the hand restraints and then escorted the subject into Corrigan Police Department. I asked the subject to give me his identification, in which he replied that we would have to run his fingerprints in order to identify him. The subject later gave Officer Forrester his Texas ID number. The subject was identified as Brandon White, date of birth, whatever. The subject was placed under arrest for burglary of a vehicle. The subject was transported to Polk County Jail without incident. From the time the chief, because neither officer moved to arrest me even after. Molina witnessed me open the door, and he called the chief out there. Even after I said that I opened the door, neither officer made a move until the chief started jumping around and acting like a fucking school kid who just found candy in his fucking, melted in his pocket. I'm sorry, excuse the language, but I'm very irritated with all of this. It's just, this is the corruption that people have been telling me about that I didn't think existed, and it turns out I had to go to Corrigan to find it. I don't know. People say it's all around the county. People say that it's in Livingston. I haven't seen it. I stay out in Goodrich. I haven't seen it, but now I know where at least some of it is at. But with the DA wanting to, or researching, I don't remember how, Chief Gibson, I believe, is his name, or I believe. He said the DA was trying to get me for burglary of a vehicle at the sheriff's department. Which, again, a deputy would have to lie to get that, because I never entered a vehicle there either. I would challenge Corrigan PD to release the body cam footage of Officer Molina, or the CCTV footage of your parking lot, because I know I never entered the vehicle. Period. The end. Never entered the vehicle. And so everything, all this shit that y'all are, all the search warrants and all that, my 2 phones that y'all have taken and only 1 phone that y'all have gotten a warrant for, which still just blows my mind. Everybody knows that I talk on my phone while I record. A number of people have told me that's a smart idea, online and off. So everybody knows that I have 2 phones with me when I go and audit. I don't see how y'all are. I'm waiting on my second search warrant, because without that, y'all need to give my other phone back. It blows my mind that y'all are keeping it and y'all don't even have a search warrant for it. Nothing. Y'all have no reason to keep my phone. except that y'all want it. Y'all want to keep me from recording, which, I mean, everybody I know, everybody you know has a phone that they don't use anymore that's just sitting in a drawer. And I don't need service to record a video. I don't need service to upload a video. I can go to the library, I can go to McDonald's. Every McDonald's has Wi-Fi. Every Lowe's has Wi-Fi. I mean, and like I said, everybody's got an extra phone. Most people have an extra phone that they're not using, that I can record a video on. So it blows my mind that y'all are keeping that, but whatever. Just more to add to my lawsuit. Is Miss Tatum giving me a call back, leaving me a message.
My name's Lou Ann Tatum. I'm returning your call. The city attorney for City of Corrigan. If you want to make a motion, you will need to do so in writing, and you will need to file it with the court. And then you can send me a copy, and after that's been done, you can call and talk to me on between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock on Fridays. Thank you.
So only on Fridays is when you can talk to the city attorney for Corrigan. Only on Fridays. I wonder if that's the same for all attorneys or just when you put in a motion and you're representing yourself. Be very interesting to find that out. I mean, does she only talk to attorneys too on Fridays? Or is it just if you're representing yourself, she makes up her own little hours? Or maybe it's because she's a regular attorney normally, and
if I represent myself, I have to be able to talk with your office to be able to get this stuff handled. So does that mean the state is taking my case?
Oh yeah. See, I don't know why y'all didn't hear this. Because
I'm really not sure how that would work, but we would need to speak to an attorney.
Well, that makes no sense. If I represent myself, I have to be able to talk with your office to be able to.
See, when I got off the phone with them, I really thought that.
So does that mean the state is
this time, I really thought that the state was taking my case, but then Miss Tatum called me back, and
you would have to provide
now I believe that
documentation for that information.
now I believe that the city's taking my case right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to file a motion to represent myself, and
the
then
district attorney's office is taking the case, not the city.
this is what part I like. She won't answer the question.
I wouldn't be able to do that information.
Can't even tell you if they're taking the case without an attorney. Crazy. Y'all work for me, but y'all not only do y'all work for me, y'all are charging, or well, y'all aren't, or I don't know if y'all are or not. Somebody is charging me for a crime, and I'm trying to find out who that is. And all the people I'm talking to work for me. Technically, they work for us, the people. We the people, and we give y'all the power y'all have that y'all abuse or are currently abusing. We give you this power, and then y'all, for some reason, think you have a right to not talk to us when we call if we have a case with y'all. Y'all don't even talk to us. I've called the district attorney's office numerous times. I have never talked to an attorney unless I found them in person somewhere outside the courthouse. That's the only time I've been able to talk to an attorney that works for me, works for the state or the city, except for Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright in Livingston, and I think a lot of that has to do with he's the assistant city manager. But he's very forthcoming. He's very, I would say, Livingston PD and the city of Livingston. You know, I might have a bad video on one of their officers where he kind of acted inappropriately. But the very next time that I met with that officer, his actions and his conduct were corrected immediately. I mean, he was a completely different officer. He's really cordial and nice. I think maybe he was just having a bad night or something. I don't know. Other than that, I haven't had a bad interaction with the PD or the city of Livingston. The city of Livingston has been very, very great. I mean, even so far as to put up those signs that help bring awareness that they want that area secured. But like I told Mr. Wright, which I haven't got to post the video now, I don't know when I'll get to post it. I'll respect that, you know. My main thing was just education. I talked to a lot of people who told me that they had been told they would get trespassed and they were threatened with arrest for being up there and everything. I just didn't. It just, you know, that's not right. It's not legal. It's funny, actually, if you look at the video, it's Officer Early meets Mr. White. If you look at that video, that's the video that I'm talking about, where the one officer might have had a a little bit of an issue with. He was very I don't know. He just kept trying to tell me that I could only take my pictures from the sidewalk, which the issue with that is Beatty Road, or Beatty Road, or Beauty Road, Booty Road, whatever it is, the road that is there, that's not there. It's either where the police station is, it's either their parking lot, that's Beatty Road, or it's the bank parking lot that's right there, is Beatty Road. So one of those is a public throughway. Still on Google Maps, still on maps of the city, still on the GIS survey as public property. And that's really the only video where somebody could say I bait officers, you know. Your signs on the building are not going to work. You have to have it. You can't have it back behind where you want somebody to stay away from, you know. Like I put on another video, you know, we put our signs inside so that you come inside and then we can arrest you for coming inside. You know, they've now trespassed me from the PD. It's kind of funny. I would have never signed the trespass except they already had me in a cage, took all my stuff, and 2 officers came back there to get me to sign the trespass. And so I did sign it, and if I can't go back to the PD, that's fine. I plan on coming back out there and recording from the street as often as I see fit. Probably have some friends joining me next time just to have some extra backup. Well, that's all I got to say. This is the shirt I was wearing. So Officer Brown, if you've got any prior military family, or if you are prior military, Officer Richard, I don't think either one of y'all are honoring the sacrifice that people have paid for the freedoms in this country. Officer Richard was my transport officer. Bothers me a little bit, but at the same time, if you don't, like I tell everybody I know, my brother gets tired of me saying it. If the information's there and you don't educate yourself, then you're being willfully ignorant. He repeatedly told me that he watched me on video get into the patrol car, which means that Officer Richard is also a liar. Sorry, Sergeant Richard is also a liar. At least in that instance, because there's no way he watched the video, because he would have seen that I didn't get in the patrol car. And if he did watch the video and he's still saying I got in a patrol car, then he's lying on that. You know, he's lying one way or another. Either he never watched the video or he did watch it,